miles ahead of me, tales to listen to, time to spend. Up ahead, the road is bending. Wonder what's around the bend.
Hello, I'm Charles Kuralt. We're off again to meet a few people on the back roads of America. These are people you know, not from the front pages. They've never been on the front pages. They're people you know from next door and down the block. Their stories are some of my favorites from 25 years on the road. You can find wonders along the American road. The mail pouch tobacco barns, for example. There's an authentic cultural phenomenon worth investigating. Here's another.
I don't want to die. There's too much fun in this world.
John Franklin Smith, a retired college professor who found an unlikely second career. In Arizona, we came across a trading post, an important place in the history of the Southwest. In Arkansas, we found familiar relics of Christmases past.
Shall I read one or two lines?
Oh, yes, will you? But listen first to this man from Illinois, and to think, we only stopped for gas.
The countryside is full of surprises. You can't take America for granted. Things are not always what they appear to be. For instance, take that filling station up there on Illinois Route 1 at Gordon Junction. It looks like a common, ordinary gas station. That's what we thought when we found ourselves almost out of gas and pulled in. That's when we learned that C Pinkstaff is not only gasoline salesman to Gordon Junction, Illinois, he is also poet laureate. His desk, which should be covered with oil company receipts, is covered instead with poems, his poems, for sale, some handwritten, some printed. And on the shelf where there should be cigarettes and moon pies, there are the works of Samuel Butler, Plato, and Marcus Aurelius. This is the inner sanctum of Pinkstaff's gas station and poem factory. How do people driving in here for the first time know that there are poems for sale in this gas station?
I have a specimen or two in my pocket, you know. And as they pay me, and sometimes before, why, I'll hand them one of those and say, here's some good literature for good measure. I know it's good because I wrote it myself. That usually amuses them, and they say, do you write poetry? And well, sure. Sell it, too.
What sort of topics do you take? I see in this one book you have one titled Ode to the School Bus Seat Screw Snatcher.
Yeah, they got a laugh out of that. And then I've written another one or two on the same topic about driving a school bus, and then I wrote one that appeals to the farmers and also those that know something about mules. The title of it is Ode to Moros Maud, the mule that kicked down the barn door. And I've had 2 or 3 farmer friends of mine say if when I got it in print, they want copies of it. Then the one following it is one that appeals to even more people. The title of it is The Resentful Customer, or 3 gallons of ethyl, or $1 and a dime, and I wrote it June the 27th, 1964. Shall I read one or two lines?
Oh, yes, will you?
Okay, verse 1. Most tourists to deal with are grand, for when they get gas, they have cash in hand. But one that was different came our way in June '64 on a sunny Saturday. Verse 2. While Mr. Lawn painted a restroom door, a woman stopped here that was on a tour driving a nice wagon that was nearly new, and with her was a child and a poodle or two. Verse 3, said she, how much is your best gas at this time? Said I, 3 gallons of ethyl or $1 and a dime. Said she, I can do much better than that, and you should be jailed for charging like that. And that's about the way she threw that at me, too.
When Abe Lincoln's family passed down this road in 1830, they lost their cow, Daphne, to a copperhead bite. Mr. Pinkstaff has written a poem about that. Abe's Daphne Died, it is called. And very little has happened around here since then that Mr. Pinkstaff hasn't written a poem about. He's threatened to write a poem about our visit, and we feel it necessary to respond. So, to you who've lived, man and boy, beside the highway in Illinois, surveying the passing scene, purveying poems and gasoline. To you who've put your thoughts in rhyme to earn your bread and pass the time and made passers-by weep, think, laugh, an ode to you, MC Pinkstaff.